either you take it off or we'll sell more, and the finance minister buckled down to it. Now think of every honest taxpayer who's successful and wealthy in this country with earnings of more than 2 crores and 5 crores. Where would the finance minister have to look if they decided to up and say, we are unhappy and we are not going to invest in this country?
Yep, they may be doing that, but at the moment at least we're getting SIP numbers positive. The market has opened very close to 11,000, 10,970. So that's 140 up on the Nifty and 450 up on the Sensex. 1.2% for both these big boys. And Bank Nifty understandably is the one that's doing the best. It's up about 2%, 500, okay, now it's 480, 1.75 up. And the mid-caps up 1.7. It's a big morning. 9 stocks, almost 10 in the green for 1 in the red. So it's an overwhelming bull run that we have.
Problem is it's already 250 points off the highs, the Bank Nifty straight away. So the first trade which is happening right now, Lata, from traders' point of view is profit taking. But let's see where it ends, and then if there's second wave of buying. After opening 700 higher on the Nifty Bank, it's already 430 now on the Bank Nifty.
Yeah, no, I take your point entirely that there is a big dollop of profit taking. But very quickly, it's the financials that are the big gainers. The top 5 stocks, 4 of them are financials. India Bulls Housing, Yes Bank, SBI, Bajaj Finance are the top gainers, about 3 to 4% higher apiece. Eicher Motors, Adani Ports, Britannia, there's no point reading. They're all about 2 and 1% higher. The red list is largely the China exposed or the globally exposed ones. So Vedanta, Tata Steel, obviously because of the China effect, all the metal stocks are down, Hindalco included. Among others, the IT stocks have not taken any encouragement from the rupee depreciation. They're quite clearly globally focused. If the global environment is going to head towards much lower investment and much higher uncertainty, IT stocks are not participating.
Okay, well, now the Nifty is at 10,937, so it's off about 70 points from the highs. 11,000 was the level that it hit. The broader markets, the mid-cap index start is in the green, 1.5% higher. The market breadth is positive, as you said, but now 7:1 in favor of the advances. I just want to point out that metals are selling off quite a bit right now. So Vedanta, Tata Steel, Hindalco are all 3 in the red by about 2%, so don't lose sight of that. In the broader market, you have Ashok Leyland. A lot of the economy-facing stocks, auto names, Ashok Leyland is up in the green. IDBI Bank is up almost about 5% odd. Some of these beaten down NBFCs, DHFL is playing for a bit of a pop. Across the board, you're seeing short covering in a lot of the banking names. Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, PNB, the whole PSU banking lot, Canara Bank because of that capitalization announcement. And then you have a couple of these names like Nalco, etc. that are bouncing back a tad bit. But by the way, some auto stocks have now started to move into the red. So Motherson Sumi, for example, has moved into the red, down by about 0.5% or so. And others are also losing a bit of steam from the top. So the start has been good, but yes, profit taking already in the first few minutes of trade. You reckon this could be a bit volatile, how today shapes up?
It will be volatile. So, the problem which happened is straight away it opened 170 higher on the Nifty and about 700 higher on the Bank Nifty. That is where everyone would want to sell, Sonia, in this kind of global environment. But, we might go through a period of outperformance compared to the global market, provided we hold Friday's low. That is a big point. And already, I think you see Vedanta, for example, just pull out that stock, 3% down. Tata Steel is 2% down. Hindalco is 1.5% lower. So that is where the global picture comes in right now, and that's what's is happening. Of course, on the gaining side is the financials, but let us see, at what point this sort of profit taking stops, and if there's second round of buying. But for now, the start was too good to be true, and that has got sort of nullified a bit, but it still is a good
I just want to mention, as I was saying repeatedly, there's nothing in this budget for two-wheelers, and that's why there is a bit of a disappointment. Two-wheeler stocks are correcting very sharply now. Bajaj Auto is down almost 0.8%. Hero MotoCorp is also down, and these are stocks that have already rallied about 15% this month. So keep an eye out on that.
Yes, Ashok Leyland is celebrating for the moment with 8%. Let's see if that holds. But Mitesh, I wanted to ask you, I was repeatedly asking you even on Saturday, what should the market close over for us to believe that the bulls still have the advantage? You were saying about 10,950 thereabouts, a number that I picked up on the street as well. We've crossed that number. I mean, we've given up substantially already. What's your trade here on, and what should be the end of day things that you would watch out for?
So, Lata, I think in terms of crossing that, I think it was only momentarily, I would say. So, we've not really sustained over that. There was hardly, 5 minutes spent over that level. So, I would still want to see 10,950, 965 being captured. If that would have happened, I think, then 10,920 would have become your stop loss and 11,100 to about 150 would have been your short-term trading target. But given the fact that we are failing and I'll still, wait for another 10 minutes before taking a decisive view. But the initial feeling is that we are failing to sustain above that, and therefore I think we might just chop around between 10,950 on the upper side to roughly about 10,800 on the lower side for the next few days, and then maybe there's a risk of downside breakdown happening again.
Okay, yeah, the gap up is failing without a doubt. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt about it. Now, in fact, a lot of stocks are beginning to see a decline after opening higher. So, but the stronger ones are still holding on. Prakash, Gaba, any thoughts on market opening?
Yeah, I think the gap up is too good to last. Looks like it's, as long as Friday's low holds, I think we are bullseye in control. I like two stocks. Havells certainly looks good. Perhaps we can see an up move around 700 zones. Exactly similar as the case with Mahindra & Mahindra. I think it's climbing up.
Okay, fair enough.
Divan, anything after looking at the market opening?
I just wanted to point out, while you might see the Nifty kind of giving in to this profit booking bout, it's going to be the small caps that will start seeing action. And I'll tell you why. Because the expectation of a second or third round of announcements, which is going to take to sectors which are beyond just autos and financial, is also very much on the cards. And that includes real estate, which are always traders' favorites in terms of the kind of alpha that it generates. So look at textile, look at chemicals, look at some of these opportunities which will probably be the beneficiaries of the next round of announcement. And that's why the small cap index, of course, there's a lot of banks that are doing well in the small cap index right now.
All the PSU banks are doing well, and for that infra play, HCC is doing well.
NCC, HCC, Reliance,
so that round is yet to happen, and there are fresh longs that will get built up here because a lot of them are non-F&O.
I mean, if you go from like 790 to 8 rupees 20 paise, that's what you're seeing.
Yeah, but I just tell you one thing. For example, Bank of India, most of them giving a bit of a deja vu kind of feeling. On the budget day also, that rally was used to sell into. So the open for most of these stocks is the high as well. So there's already some shorting which is happening at higher level on some of these names, Canara Bank, Bank of India, etc. But anyway, gentlemen, thanks a lot for taking us through the market opening. We'll, of course, keep coming back to you. The strongest stocks are still holding on. Look at Cholamandalam, that's up about 5%. So that is the way perhaps the market looks at things, where you pick up a good sector and then a good stock where earning support is there. Remember we were discussing the stock at 238 and after that, and we picked it in top 10 as well today. 5% higher now on that stock, because where you have at least the tailwind of good earnings as well. That is where market
capture also, because the competition is